Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on today's video I'm excited to bring you another embroidery hoop project that's going to involve some vintage mother of pearl buttons. I'm going to show it to you two ways, in black and in white. And this is the embroidery hoop. It's actually a quilter's hoop that I picked up at Goodwill a few weeks ago. I swear, 90% of the embroidery hoops in my craft closet and that I've used have all come from Goodwill. So be on the lookout for this kind of thing, because these are great. We're going to use a little bit of canvas duck. We're going to use this beautiful brand new stencil that says, "To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." And it also means to plant a garden means that you have soft soil, not like what I have, which is Georgia clay, which is hard as a brick. So that's what we're going to be doing. Then we'll add some button embellishments. But before I hop in, I just wanted to quick show you the other new things that arrived at my house this weekend from MagnoliaDIY.com. Okay, I always order some stir sticks, always, because I use those all the time, and I get sick of washing them. I sometimes just toss them. We used this yesterday. This is called Church Hymns, and it has Amazing Grace and In Christ Alone, and we made this during Christ in Crafting using that stencil design yesterday. This is new. We'll use it sometime very soon. Honeybees and flowers, please. This is adorable. I think I'm going to do a t-shirt. Which, by the way, I don't know if I've worn this t-shirt since I made it, but isn't it cute? It says, "Peace, Love, Mom Life." And let me know if you want this video, and I'll get you a link for it. Anyways, this says, "Enjoy the ride." I probably won't do the words. I'll just do the bicycle. Maybe with something like this ombre thing. This one is adorable. Plant, smiles, grow, laughter, harvest, love. And then I love bees. Not in person, but I love bees as a crafting idea and a decorating idea. So this says, "Be our guest," and you can make a front door hanger with it. And then let me show you one other thing. This is another new design, which I have plans for this. So we'll probably do this sometime in the next day or two or three. It is from Ecclesiastes 3:1, and it says, "For everything there is a time." I don't know what translation of that it is, but it's a gorgeous stencil with tons of detail. Oh my gosh, look at that. So those are new things that I just thought I would quick show you. All right, I've already done and heat set and dried the one that we're going to use to embellish. So let me just show you the basics. This is a strip of canvas duck like I used, and I'll show you in a minute. This came from a fabric store in Meridian, Idaho when I was home visiting my mom before she passed away. I always grab this super heavyweight canvas duck fabric that I love while I'm there. It's called Craft Warehouse. Anyways, we're going to make something that I'm going to turn into a banner, and we're going to be using that stencil. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And we're going to be using white ink, which I just want to show you really how super easy it is. Let's see if I have this straight at all. Sometimes the best way to know is just to lift your design up and look at the back. Straight. Okay, let's say that that's good. All right, so stay with me because the really fun part is next. All right, you might have noticed that I did not fuzz my stencil, and that is because I'm putting it on fabric, and I would be fuzzing it on fabric. So, and I've used it once. Make sure it's really down good. If I was more prepared, I would have ironed this piece of canvas duck before I'm using it, but I was too excited I couldn't wait any longer to show you. So this is a new ink from Magnolia, and it is called Glittering White. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if I've used this on anything yet. I don't know. Look at it. Hey Jenny, how are you doing? Glad you were home to watch. So as you're hopping on, tell me where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle, feel free to ask questions. I have a supply list that I would be glad to share at the very end if you would like. I also will get a link to this video in case you want to watch a replay. Okay, I'm going to use a bigger squeegee. And the goal with this is to get it through the holes in the stencil, get the big globs off, and then stop. And I know I say that every time, but when you keep going over and over and over a design, you can tend to push too much ink through the holes in your stencil, and then it doesn't look crisp. And I have too much ink on here, which is fine. I can pick it up and put it back in my little pot. Let's get all of this. I'm seeing that I missed this area right here. Okay, I'm just looking and pulling up big globs, if there are any, on my design. So this is called Glittering White, if you're interested. On the other one that I'll pull out in just a second, I used black, and it's called Coal Black, and these are inks, just so you know. So this is what it looks like. By the way, these are reusable many, 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 many times. Oh, she just got home from her heart rehab. Well, I hope everything's good. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Okay, I think I need to push a little bit harder on the words. What the heck going on here? I need a little bit more chalk paste. Maybe I was being too frugal with it. Now I'm getting it all over my hands. It's beautiful. So I'll hold this up in just a second. Let me throw my stencil in my tub of water. So it can soak until I can get out to the kitchen to clean it up. And here it is. It's much easier to read it in person than to read it looking at the monitor. And if I ultimately decide that that is too light, which I think it's beautiful, I could do a second stencil over the top and just go up a smidge and over a smidge, and the white will look like shadowing behind a darker color. Did I make my shirt? Yes, I did. I made it on a live here, so let me know if you want a link to watch the replay of this video. It was so much fun. And check out my sleeves. Aren't they cute? So it's a big t-shirt. I bought an XL. The t-shirt came from Hobby Lobby. And then this is 2 colors of ink from MagnoliaDIY.com. And then in white, I did the stencil design over the top. So I turned the ink basically into paint. All right, let's go on to the real project we're going to be doing, which I worked on this morning. It says, to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Look how beautiful this design is. All right, and it is dry and all ready to go. And I want to put it in the hoop first, and then we're going to do some fun stuff with some of my beloved vintage mother of pearl buttons. Diana, I'll get you a link for all of this. I don't know if I've worn it since I made it or not. I just thought today was a good day to just be comfy and warm. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is a quilter's hoop, and they usually are a little bit bigger than an embroidery hoop, and it can be a little tricky to get your design in the right spot. So we're just going to scooch and do a little bit of that for a second. All right, this is where I'm going to want it. So, start to tighten these two little things at the top, and then we'll keep pulling our fabric out to get it really nice and tight. So I'm going to flip it over in just a second and show you. As you're hopping on, tell me where you're watching from. Let me know you're here. Feel free to sprinkle, all that good stuff. This is going to be a beautiful embroidery hoop. Actually, it's a quilter's hoop project. And I found this quilter's hoop at Goodwill. I don't know, within the last month or so. It was not marked. The price was not on it. So when I went up with my other goodies that I had found, I said, I don't see a price on this. And the nice lady at the checkout said, how about $1.19 or something? I'm like, yeah, right on. Because I know that these things are expensive. Okay. So this is what we're going to go with. Let me just get this tightened. It does not have to be close all the way, because I may need to scooch it just a little bit. We'll have to see. And I'm not going to glue this down just yet, but I will eventually. I'll glue it to the inside piece here, and that'll make it look nice and neat. I love hanging like soft signs like this made out of canvas using an embroidery hoop. Okay, let's talk about buttons. I've done this project recently. I did the most beautiful tree of life, if you don't mind me saying so myself. It turned out gorgeous. I did that using canvas duck and a very large embroidery hoop that I had, quilter's hoop. So we're going to cover some areas where there are buttons, and then we're going to add a few where there or cover a few areas where there are flowers, and then we'll glue some on even where there aren't flowers, just to create some interest here. I need to get some more buttons. Like all my favorite ones are gone. I've used them. Okay, so here's a question for you. Tell me in the comments. Are you a quilter? Have you ever done that? No, I don't like the buttons. Have you ever done quilting? I have never done quilting. I don't think I have the patience for that because it's such a long project. But I have been the beneficiary of several quilts that my mom and grandma had made for me, and I have some vintage quilts that y'all have sent me, pieces. They call those cutter quilts. Okay, let's just say that that's going to be enough to get us started. So I'm using today the same thing I use every day. My low temperature hot gluing device from Surebonder. I just never use a high temperature hot gluing device anymore because I've had so many burns that I'm just not even willing to risk it anymore. I think these ones that I really love that are big are too big for what we're doing here. So let's put those aside. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little dab of this low temperature hot glue in the center where the flowers are. And then I'm going to turn the buttons. I'll show you in just a second. So they're not going straight across, so that it's less obvious that these are buttons and not just some beautiful embellishment. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Let's try that one again. Okay. When I'm finished, I'll do a post. I have my volume up as far as it can go, so I'm sorry if people are having a problem with that. I'm not savvy enough with technology really at this point in my life to do the whole microphone thing and everything. The crafters that have those generally are younger or more technically savvy than me. So now let's just pretend like there are places for these little buttons to go. Whoops, I set that on there the wrong way. Darn. That is why it's so good that I'm dealing with low temperature. And I chose a bunch of these littler buttons to get started. And I am going to add a whole bunch. So let me just grab a bunch more little ones. That's what I want. Little ones. Where did I get my buttons from? Okay, well, hang on. A lot of them I have purchased at different thrift store, well, not really thrift stores, antique malls, that kind of thing. Some of them I have purchased from a friend who is a button lover, and she will sometimes let me come over and look through what she has and pay her to take home some of her buttons. You can get them really all over. Sometimes when you purchase them, they are going to be in a big jar that has a mix of all different kinds of buttons. And I'll just pull out what I want and redonate back what I don't. So what do you guys think? I know it's boring to sit and watch me do buttons. So I'm going to say goodbye for right now, but here's the thing. If you want a link to this t-shirt video or to the supplies, like where I got the t-shirt, all that business, say t-shirt. If you would like my complete supply list for this project or the white one that we did, just say supplies and I'll include the replay. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Feel free to sprinkle all that good stuff. You should check out all the new beautiful designs for spring that Magnolia Design Company has. And you can look at that at my website, which is magnoliadiy.com. Okie dokie. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Be looking here later because I will finish this project up. I'm going to embellish it with some kind of lace something or something. Maybe a big bow right here. I don't know. Anyways, so come back later to look for that. Feel free to sprinkle. Susan, I'll get you the supplies in just a moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful and blessed and wonderful rest of your day.